Yeah, the 2009-2010 UNI men's basketball team had high expectations at the start of that season, and you started to see it early in the non-conference. Not just in the NCAA tournament with the win over overall number 1 seed Kansas, but you saw it in November and December. They came up with wins over Iowa, over Iowa State. They beat a very good Siena team that had done some fantastic things in the NCAA tournament. The Panthers went through the Missouri Valley Conference schedule, played very tough basketball, played really well. That was back when they still had those bracket buster games. The Panthers welcomed Old Dominion into the McLeod Center, and the place was packed. They did a whiteout for that game. Just tremendous performances on these games that seemed like the measuring marks for this UNI basketball team. They would just come up with a pass on every single test that they would come up with. And the interesting thing is, all through that season, it wasn't ever just Ali Farokhmanesh or Adam Koch. It was the Lucas O'Rear. It was Kwadzo Ahelegbe. It was Jordan Eggleseder. It was Jake Cook, the little brother. It was Mark Sonnen. It was Anthony James. Kerwin Dunham hit some big shots. Johnny Moran, the three-pointers against Kansas, well, he was hitting three-pointers that entire season. It was every single guy. It was every game of that season. It was just a really special team to watch.
You got to go into the game thinking, you don't go in the game thinking, oh, let's just try to hang with these guys, not lose. No, you go in there expecting with all your preparation that you're gonna, if you stick to your game plan, have a pretty good shot of it.
With age come experience with us. That's that whole year for us was like, man, listen, we're gonna roll through everybody. And like, we didn't say that, but like, everybody knew, like, there was nobody that was good enough to beat us in my mind. And I don't know if you guys felt that, but I felt that way with you guys.
You know, we set our expectations pretty high.
Yeah.
I mean, we sat down before the season. It's like, Coach Jake even said, he goes, how far do you guys want to go? And the sky's the limit. And, you know, we got to it, and results showed.
UNLV was more stressful than it should have been.
Yeah. Yes. I just remember holding the ball, and then I'm like, damn, they're gonna double team. I'm like, damn. I'm like, let me find somebody. Throw that thing back somewhere. And there goes Ali. Save the day once again.
You were calling for an oop or something on the backside.
I crashed it really hard.
Yeah,
You watched the replay? I was going as hard as I could.
Everyone was crashing so hard. I watched it over again. I was like, why is everyone going that hard to the rim?
My head was at the rim.
Nobody had any faith that ball was going in. Adam was flying in. Luke was flying in. Like, Kwadzo was at half court. He flew in. I think once you step on the court, too, you have to, like, I think that's what Coach Jake gave us, that confidence as well, though, that, like, I don't think any of us got yelled at for any shot we ever shot, and that was the one thing. Okay, maybe only me.
Whoa.
But I will say, like, offensively, like, yeah, we ran slow stuff, but like, he really didn't tell us that we couldn't shoot a shot. Like, you know what I mean? You had to play defense. You had to be on the floor for loose balls. You had to take charges. Like, if you didn't do those things, you didn't get to play. But if you did those things, then he gave you way more freedom on the other.